In the top stories, new Afri-Caribbean event center launches in Abuja, strengthening St. Kitts and Nevis ties. National Cruise Ports donate $50,000 to help hurricane-impacted maritime students. And Putin vows Russia will seize Donbass by any means. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. Today is Thursday, the 4th of December, and I am Jasmine Thomas. First, on the local scene. In a significant milestone for cultural diplomacy and South-South cooperation, the Afri-Caribbean Cultural Events Center was officially launched at the Art Pavilion in Abuja, Nigeria. The launch was a cornerstone event of a wider delegation visit from St. Kitts and Nevis, undertaken at a special invitation from renowned Nigerian business leader Miss Aisha Mena, CEO of Aquarian Consult Limited. The Afri-Caribbean Cultural Event Center is a dynamic new institution dedicated to celebrating and preserving the shared heritage of Africa and the Caribbean. Through exhibitions, performances, and educational programs, it serves as a vital bridge for cultural dialogue, mutual understanding, and artistic collaboration, fostering a living connection between these intertwined diasporas. The keynote address was delivered by the Honorable Samuel Duggins, Minister of Creative Economy of St. Kitts and Nevis, who led the visiting delegation. Minister Duggins emphasized the theme of One Africa, unified through shared cultural and artistic traditions. In a gesture highlighting the collaborative spirit of the visit, Minister Duggins invited his host, Miss Aisha Mena, founder of the Miss Mena Anura Foundation, to jointly conduct the ceremonial ribbon cutting, formally inaugurating the cultural center. The launch ceremony symbolized the deepening partnership between the two nations following recent diplomatic achievements, including visa-free access between St. Kitts and Nevis and Nigeria, and the signing of the key memoranda of understanding. A one-day workshop on climate risk and natural capital accounting took place at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. The event was held under the project, The Road to Resilient Fisheries, Adapting Ecosystems, based adaptation in 4 CARICOM member states, project preparation facility, and was implemented by the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center. The Hour-to-Hour Fisheries Program seeks to strengthen the resilience of coastal and marine resource users in St. Christopher and Nevis, Jamaica, Belize, and Grenada by adopting ecosystem-based solutions in marine-managed areas. The project is being developed for submission to the Green Climate Fund. Through this initiative, the Hour-to-Hour project aims to integrate natural capital approaches into climate adaptation planning, strengthen the adaptive capacity of marine resource users, enhance knowledge sharing to support ecosystem-based management and climate-resilient livelihoods, and this workshop forms part of an ongoing effort to advance St. Kitts and Nevis's climate adaptation agenda and to build the resilience of coastal and marine sectors to climate risks. Together with the St. Kitts and Nevis Climate Smart Agriculture Project, this initiative underscores the Federation's commitment to building climate resilience and empowering local stakeholders to thrive in the face of climate change. The Nevis Island Administration, NIA, has announced that its building concession programs will be extended and modified for 2026, providing greater support to first-time home owners, vulnerable property owners, and investors seeking to expand commercial and residential infrastructure on the island. Premier the Honorable Mark Brantley made the announcement during his December 2 budget address, highlighting the administration's continued focus on stimulating economic activity in key sectors. The Premier further confirmed that the Build and Renovate program, introduced in 2025 to assist persons renovating or extending their homes, will remain in place for the new fiscal year. However, it will undergo adjustments to ensure the benefits are better aligned with the needs of vulnerable households. He explained that the program has been redesigned so as to ensure that concessions granted under this program are more targeted to meet the needs of the more vulnerable persons within our community. Under the revised framework, concessions will now be linked to the assessed value of the applicant's property. A property value assessment notice issued by the Inland Revenue Department will be required when applying the concessions. The concessions have been restructured into two categories. Category 1, properties valued at $400,000 or below, exemption from customs duties and customs service charge on building materials, only 17% VAT. Category 2, properties valued above $400,000, exemption from customs duties only, customs service charge and VAT payable. In addition to residential concessions, the NIA is moving to stimulate commercial growth and new business development. On the regional scene, Nassau Cruise Port, a member of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, has donated $50,000 to strengthen Caribbean maritime education and provide relief for students affected by Hurricane Melissa. The company announced Tuesday that it contributed $25,000 to advanced maritime education and training for Caribbean students and an additional $25,000 to support maritime students impacted by Hurricane Melissa across the region. The donation marks the fourth consecutive year NCP has supported the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation since entering a partnership in 2021. And now for a look at news on the international scene. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Moscow would seize Ukraine's Donbas region by military or other means, digging in on one of his key demands as Ukrainian officials prepare for more peace talks that have yet to yield a deal. Putin is set to arrive in New Delhi on Thursday, where he will be hosted by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, 2 days after a meeting at the Kremlin with a U.S. delegation led by Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials are traveling to the U.S. on Thursday, where they have been invited to hold talks with their American counterparts on a plan to end Moscow's war, a Ukrainian source with knowledge of the situation told CNN. We now take a look at the latest weather bulletin. The present weather across St. Kitts and Nevis: fair skies. Winds a gentle breeze of 9 miles per hour from a southerly southeasterly direction. Seas are 1.2 to 2.1 meters or 4 to 7 feet, with swells reaching 1.5 meters or 5 feet. Therefore, a high surf advisory remains in effect. The weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis: partly sunny skies initially, with brief cloudy spells and a 60% or moderate chance of brief passing afternoon showers. Tonight, fair to partly cloudy and cool conditions in general, with a 40% or moderate chance of brief passing overnight showers. Sunset this evening is set to be at approximately 25 minutes before 6, and sunrise tomorrow is set for around 20 minutes past 6. And that brings us to the end of the Midday Major Newscast. Join us this evening for stories, these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.